recently, and that is young and smart. And I'm here to encourage you to stay that way. And it's interesting. In 1968, when that generation was 18, when they were around your age, they threw their fists in the air and they urged people not to trust anyone over 30. And what happened in 1980? Those same 18-year-olds turned 30 and turned around and elected Reagan president. And what this began was an era of an attempted, almost dumbing down of America over the next 3 decades. Dan Quayle, during the following election, basically implied that anyone who had an education and the wisdom to question authority was part of the cultural elite, that suddenly it was a bad thing to be intelligent. Suddenly that made you someone to be disregarded. And then, of course, Bush came along in 2000, stole the election, squandered a $230 billion surplus, proclaimed himself a uniter, and then proceeded to divide us more than we have been since the Civil War. Now, I read a comment in the press, this is shortly before the Biden-Palin debate, that stated, Biden has to be careful not to appear too knowledgeable, lest he risk alienating voters. Now, when did it become a bad thing to be smart? Well, just the other night, Sarah Palin referred to Joe Biden as, quote, one of those New England politicians, which is basically a thinly veiled suggestion that he is an intelligent and educated man and therefore worthy of our scorn. There's a great line from Ayn Rand's Atlas Shrugged, which I'm sure many of you have had to read, in which the heroine says to her childhood friend, I've always been unpopular in school, and now I've discovered the reason. They dislike me not because I do things badly, but because I do them well. They dislike me because I've always had the best grades in the class. I don't even have to study. I always get A's. Do you suppose I should try to get D's for a change and become the most popular girl in school? In response, her friend slaps